Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session, a program where we invite innovators, stakeholders, and influencers in the ecosystem to come air their view and matters arising. So today we'll be looking at creating wealth through the use of technology, and I have with me a great personality who is joining us all the way from London. She is Ibilola Amao, who is a board member at IP Week, and she is also executive consultant Lonadek Global Services. Thank you, Ibilola, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. So, how is London today?
A bit chilly.
Wow, that's over here is cold, but though with a little rain over here. So that's almost a similar weather today. So we'll be looking at creating wealth through the use of technology. But before we go straight to that topic, I would like to get a brief about yourself and your background.
Okay, the name is Ibilola Amao. I'm the principal consultant at Lonadek Global Services. I'm a civil and structural engineer, but I studied and got my PhD in computer-aided design and drafting, and I specialized in 3D modeling of oil and gas facilities. I'm a mother of 3 wonderful young adults. I'm very passionate about STEM. So I work a lot with girls in science, technology, engineering, and maths. And I try to encourage women to go into entrepreneurship so they can actually balance their careers with their home as entrepreneurs.
Interesting. Thank you very much. Nice background. We'll be looking at what are some of the strategies, when we talk about, with the COVID in place, a lot of things are going online and technology is gaining more traction. What are some of the strategies in technology to be able to create a wealth out of it?
Okay, as we know, digital has been a platform and an opportunity for people to create businesses, solve problems creatively and innovatively. But with COVID-19 in 2020, a lot of people were compelled to work from home, and a lot of analog and manual physical operations and processes moved digital. And there was digital transformation. People started working virtually and remotely. So a lot of opportunities were created for very innovative minds to start providing products and services that are digital, that could actually create wealth and jobs for those who are happy and quick and fast enough to learn and provide value on the back of technological solutions.
Interesting. In ways, when you talk about you've been able to talk about the COVID and everything going online and a lot of opportunities being created. In what ways can projects and businesses leverage this technology when it comes to create wealth creation, most especially in emerging economy?
When it comes to like science, I'm sure digital has empowered people to share knowledge across geographies. So you could actually be working real time online in Nigeria with a scientist in China and in the US. So digital has enabled people to share information, knowledge, and resources real time online. Technology has moved from people having to sit down in one office on a laptop to being able to use smartphones, smart pads, iPads, and digital solutions, platforms, and systems across geographies and demographics. So old people and young people are sharing knowledge, could be by WhatsApp, could be by Facebook, could be by LinkedIn. And then social media has now compressed the ecosystem around information sharing. So we're beginning to see videos, text messages shared at such a high speed. Information and innovation is now accelerated because people in different parts of the world are now connecting with other people in different locations. And then solutions are being provided faster because technology is faster. We're looking at 5G being rolled out shortly, and research and development in 6G has commenced already. So that's an incredible space we can look at. In the area of engineering, I must tell you that you have predictive engineering, predictive operations, predictive maintenance. In the oil and gas industry, we're looking at digital twins. So for each asset that is physical, like a refinery, you can create a virtual refinery as a digital twin of a physical refinery. And then real-time online, you can share information with the remote experts. So in the past, before COVID, you'd have to fly probably an expatriate in from Houston to Nigeria and probably fly them from Lagos to Extravos. That's for Chevron. For ExxonMobil, you probably fly them to Kwa Ibo Terminal. But right now, somebody in Houston can be working on a digital solution of a facility that is in Nigeria with a Nigerian who is resident in that facility, and they're sharing information real-time online through the proprietors of technology. We have proprietors of technology like Aviva, and we have other people who are providing different technologies. And then in the area of maths, we're looking at fast processing systems and the kind of calculations you need. I mean, Elon Musk will tell you the kind of calculations you had to do for like days about 10 years ago. You can do in microseconds now with supercomputers, and some supercomputers could actually be on a smartphone connected through Bluetooth to or the cloud to a high processing server. So technology has really changed the way we solve problems, and COVID-19 has accelerated the digital transformation process. So a lot of things are happening now faster, remotely, virtually, and digitally. So we're in exciting times.
Yes, exactly. We are in exciting times, and emerging techs are coming up. So you are looking at all this you have been able to explain. You are executive consultant, Lonadek Global Services. What are ways you are contributing? In what ways? Because I was able to go to your profile. It's Lonadek plays a good role in the use of technology to create wealth. How does he achieve that?
Okay, we represent proprietors of technology, and we realize that in emerging economies, there is a gap, a skills gap from state-of-the-art technologies to the kind of knowledge that exists in these emerging economies, especially resource-rich emerging economies. Because resource-rich emerging economies are not spending enough on education, enlightenment, empowerment, engagement, and entrepreneurship. They are dependent on experts and expatriates from countries where a lot of investment is put into education. Take, for example, the amount of money, scholarships, and fundings and grants that go to a university like Harvard is probably much more than the entire budget of some nations in Africa. So if Harvard University or Massachusetts Institute of Technology or Cambridge, Oxford, or Imperial College is spending the budget of countries, nations on research and development, and we are not even spending, if we're not spending up to 20% of our annual budget, which is less than the budget of a whole university in another country, we're not spending that quantum on education, then you can imagine the quality of our products from our universities, higher learning institutions, secondary schools, primary schools. So what we try to do is we identify state-of-the-art technologies. We also identify skills gap that exist in resource-rich emerging economies, and we run human capital development initiatives to bridge the gap. So we've exposed about 100,000 science, technology, engineering, and maths talent to state-of-the-art technologies since 2006. We've trained over 15,000 engineers since 1991, and we're basically working against time to bridge the skills gap in engineering and information technology, capacity, capability, and competence in these environments. So it's a lot of work, but we try to identify, develop, and engage talent to bridge the skills gap so they can deploy these technologies in resource-rich emerging economies.
Thank you very much. Before we draw the curtain on today's episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session, we are talking about creating wealth through the use of technology. And we're talking about emerging economy. Let's look at emerging tech. What's your thought about blockchain, which is one of the emerging technologies when it comes to wealth creation?
Well, blockchain is quite an interesting technological area, which enables traceability and connectivity. I see Africa as a future, a food basket of nations. And looking at the future where organic food is going to be very important, even looking at the pandemic at the moment and being able to trace where a particular vaccine came from or where a particular food came from, you're going to have to be using blockchain to be able to trace the origin and the end-to-end value chain of products and services. So in the area of fintech, in the area of getting organic food from the produce to the market, in the area of actually ensuring that, take for example, cryptocurrencies, food security, and traceability of what we have that are critical, medicines, for example, vaccines, for example. I think blockchain is the future because once you're looking at disseminating products and services in a controlled manner, traceability becomes critical. So whether it's money, whether it's vaccines, whether it's organic food, whatever it is, we're going to have to use blockchain. So with 5G, people are going to be leveraging blockchain a lot to create wealth and jobs across regions and geographies.
Thank you very much. That was a very insightful conversation with you. It was also a very wonderful moment with you, Ibilola Amao, board member at Week, executive consultant, Lonadek Global Services. Thank you for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure.